Welcome to Thursday, folks. Hope you're having a good day. We're back in Satisfactory. My name is Joel Duggan, and we're going to pick up where we left off, although I do need to check to see if I have any steel pipes. I was running low. We may have to go get more. I don't remember if I have more in a truck somewhere, or if I put them all on the train. But they're used in our piping. And all the pipes we've been laying down in the Megatron Power Factory. So I may have to get some more. They are in this one, I think. So I got a fair amount. I'm not like running out entirely. But we may have to go get some more. Anything else I'm running low on? I don't need all of this here because we have plenty being made at the Megatron facility now. Hello, Dan. How's it going? Sweet Sandy, thanks for being here. We are going to do some trading, I think. Screws can go in there. I want to take some more motors. I know we're good on, I think we're good on copper. Oh no, wait, I know I'm low on copper. That was the other thing. So we should take some of that. I'll probably make a couple of trips for the copper. Obu, thanks for the lurk. I know that you're working. That's that. That's copper. We've got those. There's the motors. I thought I had Caterium wire in a different container. Must be the other one. I forgot how much I like that lurk command. I find it very funny. Okay, so we're doing pretty good on those. Got lots of circuit boards and plastic. I'm probably going to get some more copper. Copper sheeting, that is. These, I think, are being held somewhere else. That's all iron plating. Ah, here we go. We're going to be using a lot of concrete, so I might as well just load up this in almost like an even fashion. I kind of wish that we had double-decker train cars. I feel like I need more storage on my storage train. Top up on some fuel. And I think we're good. Just need to go get a little bit more copper. Mini packs. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. I don't remember mini packs. Do you play Satisfactory? I know you spend most of your time in Minecraft. Good day, but busy. Cool. Busy days are good. Especially when you're coming close to the weekend. Busy days go by faster. I think that should do us. We should be fine. You do, but you're waiting for some new content. Yeah. Well, I was watching the dev stream from yesterday. They're adding, or have added, material to half pipes, so you can make them out of polished concrete or asphalt. There is a bug fix for crashes in the experimental, and there is plans for more update to the AI for animals coming later. But right now, they're expecting to have update 6 available in early access around September 20th. That's the goal. They'll let us know if things are going to change, but sounds like a plan to me. So in between streams, I moved the train station out of the range of the building. I felt like it was kind of interfering with my idea of being able to envision what was going on with the building, so I've moved the train station and made it longer as well, so the whole train can fit, which is nice. And I doubled the track, so now we stay on the right-hand side, and it's a proper loop. Not a permanent thing, but I need to start thinking about how they want to, how I want to bring the trains in. Wonder how many more updates they will do until full release. So that's one of the things that Snut was talking about on the update. They're pushing for a full release as soon as they can. They're not crunching, but originally the game was supposed to be done in 2022, but the pandemic obviously has delayed a lot of that. Plus, I think just growing pains with the game. But their new model for updates is that rather than just adding cool stuff into the game, what they're doing is they're going to be working on things that help them move towards update 1.0, right? They want to get out of early access and move into a full release of the game. So that's what they said they were working on. So yes, I've moved the train station out here to hover around. I want to... I can't decide if I want to have the train be the experience of coming into this facility, at which point I might want to raise the train tracks up, because I feel like this here might be a good entrance. But that completely changes, one, what I was going to build in here, and two, what I had envisioned for the area below. And I was going to run all these pipes here you see in the middle. This is no longer happening. We're going to move those somewhere else. But down here, this is kind of what I had in mind for the entrance, was this giant hall here. And I can still use it as a giant hall. It'd be a hall of batteries, right? And maybe we could have trucks or something coming down here. But this was going to be some sort of cool sci-fi looking arch. And you were going to look at the centerpiece of all the pipes going up in the middle. But this, I don't like the look of this at all anymore. So we're going to hide the pipes in the wall. And that's one of the things I want to work on today, is my second floor logistics. But the other thing that I was doing was adding some beefy thickness to the walls. I don't know. I'm assuming that I will probably play at least a partial restart when they release 1.0. Just going to try to wrap my head around where these walls are going to be. I feel like it would be fun to go back and like experience the story from day one in case they change any of that kind of stuff. I don't think I would abandon these particular playthroughs. I think I might look into like what tools might be available to bring your save forward or to combine saves if that's a thing that can be done. Because I've put a lot of time into these things. That said, I would also be able to redo things early on and fix mistakes and stuff like that. So there's definitely possibilities for starting over again. Lessons learned, you know. I feel like I would go modular rather than building these giant factories. As cool as they are, I think one of the things that I would end up doing is going for multiple builds in different locations, each with their own special sort of like assignment or specialization. And then from there, we could design more things. Like rather than having one giant base based on Devastator, which is very cool, I could keep with the Transformer theme, and I could just pick different Transformers. Every time I built a new factory, I could just build it after a new Transformer. I could do Optimus Prime, I could do Bumblebee, I could do Ironhide, I could do Shockwave, or all kinds of different stuff, right? So there's all these possibilities. I've got to count this one. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Yeah, modules make for more builds to design, and it's better for your frame rate too. All right, so there's 2 blocks there for a path, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then no, we've got 8. Right? 8, and then the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 including the wall. Nope, it's 12 including the wall. My bad. I've always gone for more of a modular approach in Satisfactory, but that's also how I build in real life, so it's no real surprise. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And I'm just building with concrete because it's cheap and it's easy. We're going to change the shape of this later. I just really need to get my head around the scale and the volume. Right, that's already done, mostly. Alright, let's just pop up to the next floor. Storm Dance, hello. How's it going? I asked this in my Discord, but since I've got a number of you here, I'm wondering if you have any constructive feedback on the quality of the live streams for Satisfactory. I want to make sure that technical stuff like frame rate and all those goodies are doing what they're supposed to be doing, but also the content in general. Sometimes I feel like I don't get nearly as much accomplished in Satisfactory. I feel like it's a much slower game than something like Minecraft. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. So these may not stay square, they may change a little bit in their volume from time to time. We'll put some angles and stuff in here. I'm going to try to leave the roofs open as long as I can, because otherwise it's going to get real dark real fast. Looks fine to me regarding speed. I'm normally working at the same time or in-game myself, so not noticing the slow. Speed in terms of, like, you know, the progress in the game, you mean? I mean, I guess it's partly because of the size of the projects, right? The size of the projects means that I really have to spend a fair amount of time planning, and if I don't, I'm going to regret it later. That's how my thought process is usually. Oh, there it is there. Oh, there's a wall there. Technical terms, I have noticed no issues with sounds, frame rate, etc. Very cool. Okay, well, that's good to know. Appreciate that. So I'm trying to figure out where I can find holes in the wall to do the things that I want to do. Because as I mentioned, I think we have to remove not these pipes, but all of this stuff. And we're going to bring it up through the walls. That's the plan anyway. Oh, that's too high. Whoops. It's a big build with lots of things that could go wrong. It's not early game. That's fair. I think the biggest thing we're going to tackle with this is the efficiency. I don't think getting all of these things to run at 100% is going to be really tough. While we're up here, as soon as this autosave is done, I can let you know that I have finished. I just kind of copy pasted everything, not like cheating, but like I rebuilt. So all of the outputs and all of the inputs for all 60 of these refineries are done, as well as the other 25 refineries that are doing rubber and plastic. And then we've got the awesome sinks binning the extra, but we do have, you can see just the other, there's 2 bins down there. One is full of plastic and the other one's full of rubber. So one of the problems with our facility in the far north is that not only is it an additional source of power, it's also how we're producing fuel for trucks, as well as my jetpack, and it's also where we're producing plastic and rubber for things like circuit boards and stuff like that. So for the first little bit of update 6, we're going to lose the ability to make that sort of stuff. So I'm going to have to tear down that other facility, but leave up the pipes that go for plastic and rubber. I often feel that watching YouTube videos, everything goes from 0 to 100 in a second when it really takes hours to do things, so I enjoy the slow pace. Thanks, yeah, and I was talking to Cosmic about it earlier, and she gave me a nice little bit of feedback, is that she has been using Satisfactory to learn how to play from me, which I thought was a nice compliment. She said that I tend to explain things pretty well, so that's good to know. That people are at least getting something out of it. I feel like these corner pieces are throwing me off. Like these hollow corners, they never seem to be in the same spot. Like this to me, that's the corner. And I think it's all in the right space, just that feels strange. I guess it would end here, wouldn't it? So this particular roof wouldn't need anything. Oh, I don't even have the floor filled in on this one. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to double check these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 plus 1 at the end is 12. That's correct. I'm going to leave the middle slot open. And that's supposed to be a small light foundation. I'm going to do everything in this default gray, and then we'll come back and change things later on. I'm trying to approach it in the same way I do a Minecraft build, in that I'm going to put in the basic shapes and the main texture, and I can go back, and because Satisfactory, like Minecraft, it's just so easy to swap things out. I think that will probably be the best way to do things. Alright, so that is finished structure. This looks like it's wrong. That's all correct. I need to take out the middle here. And it looks like we're missing a floor. Trying to remember where that goes. Looks to me that it is all even. Yeah, this is all the same plane. Okay, so this is the ceiling. Goes there. This will give us a good chance to figure out where we're going to need lights too, because as it gets darker, we'll definitely need to add in some lighting and stuff. Don't know if I missed anything. If I did, it's probably on the top floor. This feels like it's in the wrong spot. Oh well, I'll leave it. Oh no, that's right. That's right. Okay. Oh, this one doesn't have a ceiling. Especially in terms of setting up in-game infrastructure, we get to see what people do with the resources they gather, but often not the process of getting those resources. Yeah, that's fair too. So like right now, what I like to do is, like I told you earlier, I like to set up those bins. So while we're testing things, we have to have the excess, the scrap materials that are being made. We have to keep them flowing, which means we have to destroy them, but we fill up a bin first, and so that's how I get, you know, my resources replenished as we lose the ability to make different resources from time to time. Top floor. I also have to figure out how I'm going to work in a proper, like, hypertube facility. Like, I need to think about where I want to permanently put hypertubes. I forget about that all the time. I forget about routing power, and I forget about routing hypertubes and ways to get up and down. I'm okay with using hypertubes. I don't think it needs to be stairs and stuff, because I find stairs in this game tedious. Alright, this... We're going to leave the tops open, but I should at least put in a little bit there. This is already closed, so what I'll do here is I'll just open up the strip in the middle to... And that should be farther out, I guess. I need to decide what shape I want to make this to. I don't think it's going to be square. I might try hexagon or octagon, or I might try to make a circle. I found a really cool image from the War for Cybertron video games, and I thought it was really cool, so I might try and use that. Let's just do this quickly. So this is where I'm not entirely sure that these are high enough, like this is far enough from the next level. These I do want to stick out like this, so that's cool that they do that. There'll be several of them. Can I make them? No, I need to get more radio control units. So that'll be the next thing to put in there. Because then we have to figure out how this is going to connect to the base here. We've got lots of room. So that's good. Ravencraft, hello. How's it going? And my other concern is that these are not far enough away from the main hub. So if I make the main hub in here, I feel like I might want more space than just 1, 2, 3 blocks. It'll be seven foundations wide. I feel like I'm going to want a little bit more room to design stuff in between. So like this distance here, between here and here, I feel like just 2 blocks is not a lot for me to design something cool through here. So I wish the contrast wasn't so high. I feel like, I mean, maybe update 6, the lighting engine changes will help me, but right now I feel like whenever the sun is behind something, it's just so dark. Even in the middle of the day, I find it like I can't see anything in here. I have to turn on my flashlight to see what's going on. And I was thinking that the other thing that we can do, we're going to cap these off like this, but we could also like make these feel a little bit more sci-fi as well, because things like the ladder, and I guess that's really about it. But if I could find a way to use like pillars, and that just hides the ladder, right? So like if I could find a way to come up here and like symmetrically decorate these in a cool way, I think that could look neat, you know? So it's right on the line. I mean, I don't know. You have to get far enough away from it. Yeah, so that's not the best. Have to come up with some sort of angled structure, maybe. Because I'm not sure I'm going to want the lights there. That's not bad, though. Just kind of makes it feel a little bit chunkier. Like at least I like that look better than that alone. It doesn't have to be these big ones. We could use the small ones too. We just have to be a little bit closer. Trying to make some progress in Satisfactory, get all the cool stuff. Nice. That reminds me, I completely forgot to check to see what we could have unlocked at the Awesome Sync. I don't have the big signs yet. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I feel like I need to go take a step back after we check these roofs, but it looks like I would say we've got this all done correctly. I don't think I've missed anything. I made this longer too. starting to feel beefier. I like that. So here's my question. So feedback time, chat. This space right there, do we feel like that is too small? It will be connected. Like there's going to be this support thing here. Imagine this support with my crosshair there, that being thicker, as in like towards us and away from us. So it'll be a wider support. But there's still going to be a small gap right about there, because it won't connect until it's in. See where that block is there in the middle of the screen? So there's going to be this small gap. Is that too small of a gap? Like, do you think that needs to be bigger? We can still do overlapping shapes. Like I can still do some sort of vertical support that goes from the roof of this up kind of like into some sort of space in the middle. But there needs to be some sort of central column that these are all springing off of. And I'm just wondering if I've built this a little bit too low. Because it's easy now to make the decision to raise it if I need to. So that's the question. What I think I might do is raise this like spaghetti frame, just this quick template. I might raise that and see what that looks like. I think it should be smaller. The tower will feel like it's going to break off. Yes. So the gap, so we can make the gap here bigger, but then have the circumference of what's underneath the gap wider. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I know you're looking at that center column, but that center column doesn't have to be 7 blocks wide. It could be 12 blocks wide. Right? We've got the space to do it, right? So on the next floor, yeah. So down here, this is the space that I'm talking about. So this gap here, right, is only like a foundation and a half. Right? But I know what you're saying. You're saying like this up there would be too skinny down here, but that doesn't have to be the edge. We could have something in this space that sticks out to like here, right? So imagine like there's a thing here. Let's just put this in for the sake of argument. I just fell a very long way. McScrewgun, you're watching somewhere. Right, so that's the middle. So this could have something on it like right there. That would make it feel stable. And how much of the space will you see when all the different arms are there? So that's the thing. Once the arms are in, right? There's only basically 2 blocks. And I'm wondering if this needs to be 3 or 5. I think it would get this up higher, which I like. Anyway, we'll do a quick test here. So we've got, what did I say this was? 2? So let's go 1, 2, 3. Oops, did not mean to do that. So that's the top of it. So we're going to go one more. More fun with colors and shapes. That's what I thought, like a band of windows, a band of lights, more opportunities to have beefy structural, I don't know what to call them, not support pillars, but it's like support struts, you know? I'm out of concrete. That's right. I'm gonna put in this quick idea, and we'll see where we stand. Where's the up elevator thingamabob? Here it is. Technical term. Thingamabob, very technical. I know, right? I do my best. I guess support strut would be the way to think about it. Like when you think about any sci-fi game that you've played in the last little while, like there's always, if there's a big smokestack or big vertical structure, it usually has like ribs, like vertical ribs that are coming off of it that kind of look like it, they make it more sturdy. These up elevators are a mess. I really need to sort this out. It means we'll have to bring everything a lot higher, but I'm okay with that. I want to be careful not to lose my place because I don't want to have to recount these. So I'm going to place this one first, and I'll delete the one underneath. I'll probably put in the sides, too. These are 42 foundations long, by the way, from the center, for anybody that's wondering. They're really big. How's that for a guess? Pro tip, you can also use the, it shows you how many, I wish it was in white, not orange, but it shows you how many you're putting down in the UI. I'm just realizing that these are wrong, but that's fine. They'll give me the basic height measurement. It's very similar to Minecraft, is that if you forget something way out there, it's a real pain to go back out and get it. Now where's the middle here? There it is there. Alright, let's take a look at that. And see what that feels like. Hopefully I can get there before the sun goes down. Yeah, you know, I think at least I'm only redoing 25 of those. But I feel like that height is going to be better. It's one of those things where I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to switch to do something else. We're going to figure out that second floor. And that's what we'll be able to go back and figure out. So we'll just kind of like see if it feels right, you know, for the time being. And yes, thank you very much for the reminder, Sandy. As the sun goes down, I will be reminded to everyone that I take a break once an hour. And I just hop on the train, set it to auto drive, and you guys flip around back and forth. And remind me when I come back from break, if we're at the Devastator station, to check my awesome tickets. Awesome shop tickets. So yes, I will be right back. Megatron, long haul, turn on self-driving. Cool. Back in 5 or 6 minutes, folks. Alright, so now I'm gonna get in here and turn off the self-drive. And as luck would have it, we happen to be back here at the main place. Remember to check the Awesome Shop tickets. Thank you very much. That is what we're gonna go do. I think I have an awesome sink right there. Sinking my aluminum. I don't remember where that goes, otherwise I would have taken it. Looks like it goes where I wanted to go. Oh no, it goes way over there. Okay. I just wanted to go right here. Print the coupons. So that's 22 coupons. And I feel like I had the coupons stored elsewhere as well. Nothing there. I think there is a chest over by the awesome sink shop. Awesome shop. Nada, zilch, nothing, zero. I'm gonna take more fuel. And I'm gonna bring a couple hundred of those. There might be more tickets back at the other base, but I'm not gonna drive all the way back there. 24 tickets. What do we not have? We don't have billboard signs yet. Those are 10 tickets. I don't really care about either one of those right now. For walls, we have unlocked everything that's available. Attachments, we have unlocked everything. Foundations, we have unlocked everything. I think it's just the oh, we haven't unlocked any of the road lines, the customizer stuff. Equipment I'm not worried about. Parts I'm not worried about. Customizer. Aha, here we go. So the roof pieces we didn't have, the glass roof, I was looking for that. And then we also have all of these as well. Unless, do I have those already? It's weird that they're gray. Oh, the tickets are gray too. See, the ticket image is gray when we already have it. So we don't have these. Alright, well, we definitely want to try and grab... That's 10 tickets there. And we want our signs. So that's 20 of our 24. And then under the customizer... Don't care about the arrows right now. The dotted line might be cool. This could be cooler. Number patterns. What do we think? The dotted line set or the factory zone and the numbers? I'm leaning factory zone and numbers only because I could label stuff temporarily as I'm working to kind of keep things straight. Alright. That and that. Huzzah! So for anybody that's new that doesn't know what I just did, we now have all these new roof parts. So there's metal roofs, tar roof. We've got different angles. There's new glass roofs. The nice thing about these is that there's no crossbeam. Oh, silica. I need to bring some silica with me. And then the other thing is under the customizer. Under patterns, we now have these. So we can put like numbers on the ground. That's why I picked up these extra color cartridges. So the only thing that actually costs you in the customizer are the road details. And so if I go under customizer again, we've now got a factory zone. You can do like different sides of it, and you can change that. So the way that the customizer works is the secondary color is what the decal is, or this is the thing. So if I use one of these, make this like that. If I wanted that to be yellow, I'd have to find a swatch that has yellow as the secondary color, right? So red and white, purple and green, gray and dark gray. So you see how that works? Black. So if I wanted that to be a normal color, but I wanted it to be yellow, I'd have to go to the custom swatch. I'd have to edit this. I'd have to make this the gray, and then I'd have to make this like the yellow. And then use this, and then it would make the two correct colors. Zach Attack Plays, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a good day. Silica, thank you. I almost got in the tube. Silica is... I think we can get off here. Oh, that's the wrong way. I don't know if I'm binning any of the silica. I know it's all going up to awesome sinks. So here's one of my finished factory floors, which looks okay. All the silica from this is going upstairs. Oh, that was the wrong way. This looks like full of something. Quartz. Silica just keeps on going. Are there any bins at all? Looks like no. I could have sworn I had a bin somewhere. Alright, well that's easy enough. We'll just steal some. Was that Mark 5? We'll need a Mark 5 lift. Mark 5 belt. And we'll put a bin right here. So it comes in pretty quick, which is good. Don't remember what they stack to. 200? We're about to find out. Yes. That'll do for now. So this will fill up over time, and then next time we come back, we'll be able to put silica on the train. Probably like the next time I take a break. To be honest, it does not take very long to fill one of those small bins. Oh, there's an awesome sink right there. I'm going to check to see if we have any silica in here. I didn't see any, but I wasn't looking for it. It's one of the few things we're not storing. Yep, okay. We're good. Do. I'm really itching to reach a point where I can put in a final train line, you know, so I can stop building all these temporary train lines. I can't decide if I want to have like floating tracks with nothing underneath them, except for supports every so often, or if I want to have like really big, beefy, robust sort of train tracks. I was watching, I can't remember whether it was Zero or Fluxo, but they had really cool train supports. That was supposed to go left there. Weird. I'm supposed to be on the right hand side. It's alright, we'll just loop around. Or I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I'm going to need some radio control units. I need to leave some of this stuff on the train. I think that should be good. Just need the radio control units. They are farther down the line, I think. There we go. So what I'm going to try to work out is how to get a permanent pipe up to that floor. I think I like the way that those look in there, but we have to think about hypertubes, and we have to think about the piping being hidden. Hypertubes, I feel like I'd like to not hide, but build something to that focuses on them. But I have 4 corners here, and I've got 4 sets of pipes to move, so I feel like putting hypertubes in the same place would be kind of bad. So I may have like a hypertube elevator in this weird section back here. This could make a lot of sense. However, the first one we're going to look at, you'll see here we've got 2,400 meters cubed of heavy oil residue. And then it's 4 times Mark II pipes. So you can see them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not all hooked up because we're not bringing in enough oil right now. But this one is. This one on the left is. And I think the permanent place for this one on the left is going to be here in the middle. And what I want to do is I want to think about running it up. It would make sense to run it up this wall, right? Like this is the spot for it. So, where are our corners? There's the corner of the facility. Now this doesn't have to be square. This could easily be hexagonal or something. I don't think it's big enough for me to make an actual circle. So all of this, or most of this, can go. Oh. Floating boxes of shame. Can't have that. Okay, get rid of this. We may have to put this back. I need to empty some inventory somewhere. Few too many things. Alright, we don't need all that concrete, I don't think. Oh man, I think it's because I want to have like a little bit of everything, because there's nothing worse when you want to progress, you want to build something, and then you can't because you don't have the right thing in your inventory. Yeah, no idea what to do with the front of this. I feel like I want to make this the entrance, but I don't think I want the trains to go down. I think I want the trains to be on a nice bridge accessing this place. Alright, let's do something here while I think about it. Should help with visibility a little bit. Oh, much better. Okay. Now that's annoying. Guess we'll have to go up and get that. I worry about leaving them around only because if you start to get lazy about it, it's just another thing for the game to have to track. So if you can get rid of them. I don't know how laggy they are, but they don't go away. Even if there's only just a little bit in them. Okay, so this is the center here. This goes out to there. I guess I should be building out of concrete. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in the middle. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. I've got a funny feeling we're going to want to turn these back into walls, but I kind of want to know what they look like as concrete pillars first. So we could take the water up on these sides as well. So this... This is going to be a wall. Now I'm using the thick foundations, but we could easily make this a very wide corridor, should we need to. This is too thick here. Okay, so what I might want to do... Oh no, that's 3 there. So there's definitely a space in there we could run stuff. That's for sure. And I don't know if I want to hide it. Like, I kind of feel like I want to show this stuff off. Sometimes they end up in stupid places. I agree, yeah. Sometimes those little baskets end up in strange spots. Autosave. There could be some glass walls. Yeah, I'm thinking one of the things we could do, if I can get this to go at an angle, Like, I could... If this isn't going to be square with this weird chamfered corner, what I could do... Because technically there's going to be like a wall here. Or like an overhang. So what I'm thinking is that this doesn't have to be a big box. Like, how cool would it be if it was an octagon, right? And I'd lose a little bit of space, but we could easily have like a wall here, because we could bury the wall. I guess I say easily. Easily might not be the right way. Because when you build walls at an angle, you have to build a certain amount of them before they will work the way they want. But what you could do is we could have like say, put a road barrier there. That's like 45 degrees right in the middle, right? You'd replace that with a basic wall, and replace that with the glass walls that you mentioned, right? So then you've got, I don't know, we'll use this one for now, right? So you have a glass wall there. You could have your pipes going up behind it, and then for this space here, we could use like concrete pillars and just change the. You can't paint them in update 5, but you can paint them in update 6. Right? So then this could go up like that. It's hard to see, but if I change the material on them, you'll see a little bit better. Oh, wait, I guess I can't do that, can I? So yeah, so we could have a pipe going up the back here, or several, because there's going to need to be quite a few. But we could fit either using these on the walls, like we could fit 4. Well, 3, I guess. And that's what it needs, right? It needs, each floor needs 3, but then we'd have to fit 3 that we can show off, and then the other 3 of the 6 we could just put like hidden behind somewhere. Or we could show them off in the wall here, you know. Maybe this wall is also glass. So this wall here could be glass. Just as an example. So we could do some cool stuff like that. You have frame foundations too, that's right. What would that, like, what were you thinking about using those for? The frame foundations may or may not work for this particular build just because of how industrial they look, and I'm trying to go for like a Cybertron Transformers look. These don't even necessarily have to be glassed in, you know. But like, imagine this, but then on top of this we could also do signs. right? But like if I choose to get rid of this, if you put a sign on the end of a pillar, you can rotate it. So then you can replace the pillar. I can't select the sign. Guess the glass hitbox is in the way. That's annoying. Right, so we could have lights going up in the corners or something. I know, we could do it cool. See, what I don't like about the glass is the glass has this like dirty effect to it. So I'd be tempted to leave it open. But it would be possible to do the things that we want to do. I find it hard to stand back far enough to really get a feel for everything. Because I feel like if we start to go too much closer with the diagonals, then we start to bite into our corridors, and I kind of like these corridors being quite large. I mean, I'd want to have them have maybe some shape and stuff to them. But we could do some cool stuff with decorations and all kinds of neat stuff there. And I feel like this is a cool focal point. The question then becomes, do we want to leave this hollow and give ourselves like a 2x2 to run up all the things that we need, right? So then we would just have this go vertical there. Then we'd have that entire space to run as many pipes as we needed to. And then we could put some cool details behind it. Like I've seen some cool stuff where people have taken, instead of putting signs out here, we could put those big billboard signs in behind. These are massive. And invalid placement. I guess it needs a wall? Right? But then again, Let's just go with copy that. Right, so this whole thing could glow purple on the inside. We'd probably flip them around the other way. But I feel like that's a decent amount of space. The question is, do we have that on all four corners? I think we do, but I'm not entirely sure. But I kind of like that. I wish we had more darker materials. I guess we could always... I don't know if we can paint the metal pillars. I know we can paint the concrete ones in update 6. I'm going to put in a gate wall just because it'll allow us to walk in and out just temporarily. They are gate wall. I feel like that could look really cool. Like if we had both of those. If this ends up being the place you come in, I feel like having these two things stare at you with a bunch of pipes going up is pretty cool. Okay, so let's give it a cap somewhere. I think 2 from the top is fine. And then we could have, I don't know, one of these downslope corner ramps maybe. Or I guess no, the other way. Sometimes I wish we could build 4x4 foundations instead of 8x8 foundations. I really feel like I get crushed for space sometimes. And these would have to like go into the wall, I guess. So we might have to move some things around. But let's just say we've got the materials for the second floor and the third floor all coming in through this one thing. That means we have to have 4 water pipes and 2 2 heavy oil residue pipes. That's if we split them down here. Because we don't have to split them down here. See that split here? So we could just bring one up and split it off in the wall somewhere. I've got a funny feeling we're going to have some pipe spaghetti in the walls. And I'm going to have to make peace with that. Because it's not going to look super tidy. I mean, we could fit everything in here. I feel like there's plenty of space. The problem, I guess, is where do we bring it out up top? I guess we could do like left and right, and then left and right over there. But that's going to get really complicated. Okay, that's not the right spot. Must be here. Yeah, okay, so that's where we're coming up. So we'd have to duck them sideways first, which I believe is going to be one of these floors. Yeah, so we'd have to bring them in here, or here would be preferable. So the stuff you can see, I mean, gosh, this is almost too much room. Because we could have 3 pipes go this way, and then 3 continue up, I guess. Pensive Elephant raiding with a party of 5. Thanks so much for the raid, Pensive. Hope you had a good stream. What were you working on today? So I guess we could continue this up, right? What is this? I don't remember whether this will actually fit. Does that reach? So we could still show them off. It's just going to be a matter of how. Subnautica today, says Pensive Elephant, trying to finish up my gargantuan new base. Very cool. Well, we are also working on a gargantuan new base. For those of you coming in with Pensive Elephant, welcome. My name is Joel Duggan, if you have not figured that out. I normally play Minecraft, Satisfactory, a little bit of Guild Wars 2, and hoping to return to some other things soon. Fridays is Lego, live Lego building. And I'm going to pop up under this lookout tower so you can see what we're working on here in Satisfactory. Satisfactory is, I guess, similar to Subnautica in some ways. I own Subnautica, but I've never played it. But this is the idea. We are going to be putting in 400 of these fuel generators. That's 25. So each spoke in this giant X is a floor, an arm, and there's going to be 16 of these arms stretching up into the sky. And right now what we're working on is the main entrance, or the main hall, where all the vertical stuff is happening. So we're taking oil from over there, targeting into heavy oil residue with all of these refiners. I'll show you. There's all the refineries down there. And then these blenders are turning it into fuel. So what we're trying to do now is get the water, which is the blue pipe, and the heavy oil residue, which is the purple pipe, remove this setup, and instead run them up through the wall and try to make it look cool. And then I have to figure out how to get it into places like here. I think what we might end up doing is running pipes, like 6 pipes up here. I don't know what that's going to look like, but right at the cross. I think I've disconnected my power from somewhere. That's the other thing we have to worry about too. Dr. Bond, hello, welcome in. Pensive Elephant, thanks very much for the Prime sub. That's very kind of you. 4 months. Thanks for using your Prime on me. I appreciate you supporting the content. I don't know whether 6 looks cooler than 3. It might look cooler if we space them out differently. We could figure that out. So 3 of these will have to go to this floor here. and that's not a problem. The weird thing is I'd want to maybe bring them over into the corner. Which is possible. If I make this... So those three can go up to the next floor. These three have to go to this floor. So... heavy oil residue and then 2 water. I guess I could just bring it straight across. Here as well. And then we would just run them around and have them connect. So like this would go to here. We'd have a tight squeeze. And then this feels kind of silly, but have this come in here. And we could maybe... we have a little bit more room here. We could tidy this up a little bit. So that would be our 3 coming into this floor, and then we would remove just the sources. So these 3 sources here, all we would have to do is just reconnect them. I don't think that would be a problem. Shouldn't be a problem at all, actually. It means that it's under here is going to look really gross. That's fine. I don't think I was planning on showing it off. That would also give us the opportunity to run this fuel line that I don't like up to the next floor as well. Although I guess I don't mind that. We could probably make that look cool. So these wouldn't be here. This could be a floor. Passageway would be in between. You could take the water from 2 different corners. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't have to do all 3 going to 1. I could have like water and heavy oil residue and then water go this way and then have the water go around. You're right, I could do that. That would be easier. I could pull the water from this corner. There's going to be a whole mess of pipes underneath this floor, I think, and I don't think it's going to be pretty. I do not think it's going to be pretty. I've definitely lost power up here too. I disconnected the vertical power. Yeah, this is not getting power from anything anymore. Let's hook you up to something. Okay. Obviously, it's not all staying power spaghetti. We're gonna, I guess, streamline this a bit. I think the other thing I could do right now is also... I had this idea for a corridor, but I kind of wonder whether this is a good spot for that hypertube. But then we have to deal with it going up through the middle of this floor, which is not bad. I just don't know. I don't know where else to put the hypertubes. That's the only thing. I guess we could put them in these sections. Anyway, Sandy has let me know that night has fallen, which my brain did not click on. So we are going to go take our 5-minute break. I do this once an hour. If you're new, we're coming into the second hour, or end of the second hour of the stream. I just step away for 5 or 6 minutes. But don't worry, you get to ride the break train. I'm going to see if I can add... I don't know if this will work. So this could be disastrous. I'm curious to see if this will work. I'm going to see if I can get us all the way to Bone Crusher Station. This might not work. Edit timetable. Bone Crusher Station. We'll remove long haul. Megatron Bone Crusher. Save changes. Turn on self-driving. Path is unreachable. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Never mind. I think the train is too long / there's too many complications. We don't have a proper full world network yet. So we'll go back to long haul. Save the changes. Cool. I'll be back in 5 or 6 minutes. Alright. Good timing. Right on our way back. Yeah, the Lego streams are now a regular thing every Friday at 1 o'clock Atlantic. Want to grab some more silica? No, I think I'm okay. Am I low? Whoa, no! Don't get off the train. No, I missed it. Crap. Alright, that's why there's hypertubes everywhere. I really don't like the train controls. You hit tab and you think you're getting out of the train, but you think you're opening up your inventory, but then you get out of the train. Not my favorite. That wasn't high enough to hurt me. That's right, that's why I have hypertubes everywhere. Zoop zoop. That train is going to keep on going back and forth too until I can catch it. Crap. You set up the bin to collect it last break. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. Yeah. Where does this connect? I think I want the one on the right. I can hear it moving. Darn it. That's close. It's alright, it'll just go back and forth. It's fine. So that means now we have to figure out where we're going to put the hypertubes. And what I was thinking is that we might be able to slide the hypertubes in this position. Really don't like the way that pillars place. I wish they would stay on the ground. So then we have this space here that we could sneak a hypertube in. So we could have like maybe a wall. Or a door. A wall with a door. So because I have to make this like semi-functional, you know? So you go in the door, and then inside here, there could be a hypertube. Probably best to try it on this one because we've got this done already. So we could hide the hypertubes in here, provided... Well, maybe they don't get hidden. Maybe they're just going to be in here with the pipes. So what we could do is have... Maybe the hypertube goes up the back? I don't know. Is that the right width? No. See, I don't know where... I'm not sure what's going to go in here. This could be batteries. It could be the route to the train station. Otherwise, I would just put the hypertubes like right in the middle. But then, of course, that goes through the next floor of blenders, which we could push back. Like, these all don't have to be symmetrical. I'm just wondering if I want to have a bunch of hypertubes that close off that corridor, and then have a bunch of hypertubes in this space here. I don't think I want to do that. But hypertubes in these corners, I think it's going to be really tight, along with the pipes. So as cool as that sounds, I feel like we might have to find a different way. Maybe we could just do them inside the wall somewhere. I need to go get more concrete. Oh, I'm gonna have to wait for the train. Whoops. It's the only thing about leaving your mobile storage on auto drive. I wish that when you turn off self-driving, it would just proceed to the next stop and then stop. Next stop, Megatron. Looks like it's still at the long haul station. Edit timetable. Let's wait for 30 seconds. I don't know what's happening out here. Gonna have to figure out the best way to give this some sort of shape. I don't want it to be just a big box. We'll have to come up with some cool shape for it. The other thing is that this this height here is actually not accurate. It doesn't have to be this tall. Once we get into this area here, you can see that the water collectors, like the roof can be much lower down here, which would make the bridge seem taller. So that's a cool thing too. Thankfully it's a short train ride. It's a rainbow train. So that did not wait 30 seconds. Interesting. VSB Meza! Raiding with a party at 17. Thanks so much, Meza. Squirrel Raid. Welcome in, folks. Meza, thanks so much for sharing your peeps. Folks, if you're new to the channel, my name is Joel Duggan, and we are in Satisfactory, which if you are a fan of Meza's, then you are probably very familiar with the game. We also play Minecraft, and we co-host a couple of podcasts. Speaking of, I haven't mentioned this today, but there's a brand new episode of the Citadel Cafe out right now. Myself and Steven ESC talked about Rings of Power, Sandman, and She-Hulk, as well as some Lego. Very, very cool stuff. I know you're probably playing Minecraft, Meza. What were you up to? Was it more work on the Guardian Wither Destroyer? Made the Guardian farm prettier-ish. Nice. Those things always take time. Those things always take time. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to remove the central water ugliness. We're going to keep the top red ones up there, but I'm trying to run everything up in the corners here. But I'm also trying to figure out where I can put the hypertubes permanently. And I don't know whether this corridor is staying the way that it is. But one thing we could do is we could just put hypertube access here and run them up inside the walls. I don't know what that goes to. Let's go find out. Thanks for the shout out for Meza. Sweet Sandy, appreciate it. Okay, so that comes up there. That's not ideal. I would like the hypertubes to be clean. Meza, when you build your stuff in Satisfactory, do you like take the time and like build in your pathways and walkways and stuff? Like for people? Thanks so much, Sandy. Really appreciate it. Have a good night. Thanks for being here. Word Nerdify. Subscribe to Tier 1 2 months in a row. Thanks so much, Word Nerdify. I like having a walkable factory. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to be using walkways and stairs because I find staircases tedious in this game, but I would like to have hypertubes. I feel like they kind of fit the sci-fi vibe I'm going for. So I'm trying to figure out how to get hypertubes to go to each floor permanently so I can stop like building and rebuilding them all the time. And the only thing I can think of is to run them up behind all of these. Like in this space here. But then you run into those issues, right? So where did that hole go? Guess it's underneath here. Right. So I don't want to pop out in the middle of the room. And I should think that this is probably going to be solid here. If we continue that up. Really should just switch to the hover pad, shouldn't I? So these will go. So we're gonna have to work out a way to get from one room to the next, right? Because down there I have something like this. That means I feel like these might be too close, because this isn't much of a space. Which means that, yeah, because this would be like that. This would be like that. I also need to just kind of back up and make sure that this feels like transformery, you know? For anybody just coming in, we are creating our factory after Megatron, the Transformer. So I'm trying to keep with like reference and shape language and stuff like that. Really impressed with your factory. I've never built anything this big. Wow, thank you. Have you seen Devastator? Have you seen the full scope of Devastator? Have you been in a stream for that? Downloads. No. D drive. Satisfactory. Reference. Megatron. Yeah, I guess it sort of has, his blaster is kind of like those spokes on it. I can sort of see some of the shape reference and stuff. I'm leaning more on the classic Megatron than the purple one. I like the red and gray. The red and gray Megatrons. Cosmic Dancer says, well, since I can't sleep, thought I would say hi and lurk. So hi. Welcome in. Good to see you. Sorry you can't sleep, though. That sucks. You've only watched one other streamer play Satisfactory. Oh, there's people that build lots of bigger stuff than me, that's for sure. So these would be up here. And I don't remember how I did this. They're one click away from the middle. I think this is right. We'll have to redo these at some point. So that would be there. The back part is going to be solid, but I don't want to do that because that's going to mess up the wiring. I don't think I want hypertubes traveling in that space. I don't think. Because you're definitely going to be able to see them. And they're not... I don't think they're necessarily the coolest looking thing. And you can't paint them either. But that would be one way. And it'd certainly be a good temporary way for us to use hypertubes right now. Because right now we are definitely having hypertubes out in the middle of the floor, which I don't like. So we can at least pop them in here like this. And then pull power from somewhere. Autosave. My arch nemesis. Oh, crap. That was the top floor. Because we're going to have to find a way to run power between the floors, too. Okay, where does this come out? It's when things start to get this complicated that I really start to feel the confusion. Whoa! Accidental hypertube. Haven't done that in a while. Alright, so I can take that down now. And then from here, we could just keep on keeping on. Except I think I'll face it the other way. Now if I can grab that other one, it should be just a matter of doing this. Invalid shape. Weird. Alright, test run. Zoom. That's one. This needs power. Floor 2. And bottom floor. Whoa. We need a wall there. Alright, Alright, so that cleans that up. Gives us a slightly better trip. Nice, Meza. So, I like the look of the pipes. I don't like the look of the hypertubes, but we could potentially cover those up. We'd have room to maybe screw around with those a little bit. But I like the look of this. I don't think that's going to necessarily be there. These would end up curving into the wall at some point, so we can figure that out. So what I think I want to do now is remove these guys. So temporarily, let's call this one in the middle the oh no, it's this one. We are not going to leave them colored like this. We're going to probably leave them red, but for the sake of me knowing what's happening, this is what we need to do. So it's this guy here. We're actually going to use this particular setup. And I need to get you to the middle rear. Yeah. Middle rear, plus there's, this has to be accessible, so we should approach this from behind. Whoa. Not sure that was going to happen. And so we'll have to bring this in tight to the wall here. And this is the back. That's right on the corner. Okay, so we should be able to quickly change this around and just get you to attach to that one. Remove this. That's not the prettiest connection. So that goes there. So that means that the water should still be accessible from another angle. And then up here, all we need to do is just reconnect this. So again, purple, purple. And we just have to get it to go into this line. So really, for now, as spaghetti as it's going to be, we can just grab one of these and split it in this position. And I think the only thing missing is a pump to make sure it gets up to the top, because there would have been a pump right here. And that can be... I don't know if we want to put that in here. I don't think I want to see the pump. Plus, it's not going to go straight on these pipes, so I think the smart place for the pump is probably going to be somewhere down here. There's a couple places where you can't scroll your hotbars, and I don't like it. Yay, that means this can go, that can go, all of this purple junk can go. So now we just have to get the water over there, at least temporarily. Same idea, we can come in here. The water's already pretty low. We've already got it split. So the easiest thing to do is just going to be to run each... Well, that got rid of the whole pipe, didn't it? Crap, that is not what I wanted to do. Alright, we're gonna run the water up the other side, aren't we? The tricky part here is that we don't want to cut off anything that we're trying to do. So it's gonna be best, I think, to bring this in this way. And around the back as best we can. Alright, well, not quite there. This is going to be a puzzle and a half to sort all this out. I'm not getting the green lines on the floor, which is annoying. Oops. Cosmic Dancer claiming her monthly tip of $10 via Streamlabs. That renews automatically every month because Cosmic is awesome. Thanks so much, Cosmic. I really appreciate that. For anybody that doesn't want to support via Twitch or Patreon, you can just go Streamlabs, which is just PayPal, and you can set it up so it's automatic. You don't have to think about it. And I really appreciate it. Alright, so now I have to go upstairs and hook that up. I'm going to wrap my brain around the fact that I've moved all my hypertubes. One floor. And I don't have a way out here. So this now just has to hook up to this blue pipe right there, which should not be a problem because we're replacing this one, so this can just be deleted. And then we just run this back until we get to a point where we can connect it. I'd say that looks like a point right there. How long do you have to be update 6 ready? September 20th is when they were saying that it's going to come out, Cosmic. I'm ready now. Now that we've got this temporary thing up and running, between the 25 extra fuel generators up there and the 30-something that we have over there, we're good. They didn't say which year. Yes, they did. Snut said 2022. I watched the dev stream today. Or part of it. Alright, so none of this is going to be here. Yeah, it is great news. Yep. They've added materials to half pipes. The one thing that's not coming in update 6 is a complete fix to the AI for the animals. They're working on it. They're hoping that's going to come next. All their things that they're doing now are focusing on trying to get ready for the 1.0 release, which doesn't have a date, but they're just trying to focus on the steps that will bring them closer to that rather than just adding updates for gameplay. But to me, that means there's going to be some, you know, closer to release, there's going to be some optimization passes and stuff like that. So, should be good. Oh, that's wrong. We'll have to figure out how to do this. So right now, I like the giant chasm. I don't think I'm going to... I was going to put like a cool power cell down the middle of this, but I don't know if I want something running up the middle here. I kind of like the openness to it. I might even try to fit some skylights in there if I can. I feel like that could be very cool. Almost like a dome or something. So some of these will have to be redone for aesthetics, you know. But so far, I think they're looking pretty good. So now the other thing is to kind of redo something similar to this over here. So it's just a matter, I believe all I did was just use the architecture barrier on a 45 right there. I don't know whether this is too simplistic. I'm hoping it's going to look okay. Oh, wait a minute. That's supposed to be... I think that's supposed to be solid. Whoops. I'm trying to build as bulky as I can so that I've always got some sort of just relief leeway. Like by being 3 foundations thick on some of these walls, I feel like I've just got lots of room later to do detail should I need to. And I often like the look of the concrete foundation sides over the actual wall blocks. Like I prefer that to this. Like this gets repetitive to me, but I find that that's a nice brutalist sort of texture. Canada Raz! Hey Joel, I know this is not about Satisfactory, but what do you think about the Minecraft live trailer? Yeah, I thought it was cool. I wish we had animations like that in the game. I wish that there could be that kind of control in Minecraft. I know the game would probably just crash, but I thought it was cool. I have to rewatch it again and look for like Easter eggs and stuff. But I thought it was good. I don't think I'm permanently making these glass. I just want to make sure I know like where my pathways are. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. Darn it. So hard with the spotlight glaring off of everything. I hope they fix or change how they light the game eventually. I feel like it needs like a proper way to light stuff. I think we're getting there. I like seeing those light beams in the middle here, and that, I mean, it is cool with the way that they do it right now with being able to see the light shafts. I like that. Really like this game, but I feel like it would take me some time to learn it. How long have you been playing? I've got about 1,000 hours in the game. I wouldn't hold my breath for better lighting. They've put off releasing lighting until we're happy. They were happy with it, and then we got this. Oh, well, that's good to know. TCC episode 450. Yep. We're up to 450 on the Citadel Cafe. We're past 200 on Spawn Chunks. A lot of amazing third-party tools for Blender for Minecraft animation. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I wish that there's some cool mods that have like great animations and stuff. For sure. All right, so we're gonna do. I'm gonna be smart about this and change these into 1 meter foundations. And if memory serves, it was 1 tick past the dot. And then it's just 6. And I think this one was right on the intersection. There. And there. So then this one here is going to be our water. And we're going to grab that from the middle. Yeah, weird how I'm not getting a line where I should. Pump goes there for now. And we can get rid of that. And then I think I had this just going into the sidewall, right? Yep. Okay, time to go upstairs. Uh-oh, nighttime. Maybe I don't go upstairs. At least not for this reason. I've got 600 and some hours in this world. I've got 300 and some in another, and then another 100 hours in like the first playthrough when I was learning it on my own before I was really streaming. No, wait a minute. I did stream that, but it's the VODs are long gone and you can't find it anywhere. This save, I think I have a good portion of it online. Certainly the Metroplex save. I've got it sorted. Folks, I take a break once an hour, and it is that time in the stream, so I'm going to step away and refresh my water. You should too. Maybe grab a friend if you want to share the Satisfactory stream with somebody. In the meantime, you get to ride the break train. It does go backwards. I have not fixed that yet. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe you'll end up riding forwards most of it now. Anyway, I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. So since we have a few new people in chat, I thought since we were back here at Devastator, I would pop upstairs and we'll head back to the main lookout tower so you can see kind of the scale of what I've got going on here. I think Megatron is about the same size, the power station we're building. But you'll be able to get a good view. At least you will when the sun comes up, which should be shortly, I think. By the way, I was listening to the dev stream today. Apparently this is a second sun. It's not a moon. This is a binary system that the planet is in. So that's a farther, dimmer sun, hence the night cycle. Which doesn't make any sense from an astrophysics standpoint, but Snut was like, we just wanted to have a day-night cycle, so that's how we're doing it. Okay, so we do have some factories way over there where we started in the northern forest underneath that space elevator. We may or may not be able to see some things from here. But we've got a little Criterium mine there. We got coal and things happening over there, quartz. And then we've got a bunch of materials coming through here. And all of that comes in through some train lines. Let's get rid of that. Hold on. There we go. So that comes in through some train lines. Main train line comes down through here. And then here are our major train stops. I will have to redo this eventually because I need to have proper buffers. But that's where the trains are getting off. And then all of that goes into the main bus, which is all of these materials coming through here on belts that you can see below us. And that goes down into this giant factory here. And we've got a bunch of functional things going on. There's a bunch of smelters turning stuff into iron here. This is smelters turning stuff into copper. We've got more materials coming in over there. And then as you get farther down into the factory, you'll see that there are more complex machines, like our aluminum and silica is over there. We're going to be doing more complicated things like this is crystal oscillators. So if I jump down here, take the hypertube, you'll see it's quite a large build. So this is all full of machines. This is full of machines. And this will be full of machines, but right now we've only just started on the right-hand side. And then in here is where we're going to have all of our storage and logistics. This is just the temporary storage. I think this is going to go much, much taller. But it's all based off of the Devastator Decepticon. So that's why everything is green and purple. And so we're going to try and take like different parts of him and try and make it look like a transformer. So that's pretty fun. And see, like down here in the basement, we've got old. I'd like to keep this because this was a lot of work, but there's more efficient ways to do all the smelting now for the copper, so we might switch to using that in refineries. So here's a shot of the back. You can see the aluminum all there, and you can see the outer edge mapped out. So it's a massive build. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm taking my time with it. Word Nerdify with 100 bits. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Thanks for the bits. And the kind words. I'm glad you think it's cool. So let's see now that we're in a different locomotive if this track... I thought I switched it. We're supposed to go to the right. Nope. I could have sworn I switched it. Yeah, I think Devastator is bigger, but Megatron might be denser. There's an awful lot going on in Megatron. Oh, hey, Cosmic, you missed this earlier, and so for folks that weren't here at the start, we're actually going to be raising up these arms. The one on the left is 5 foundations higher than the one on the right, and I like it better. So I think we're going to be changing that up. Do I need more stuff? I might grab a little bit more concrete. Is there a height limit? There is, but it's really high. The limit that I'm more concerned about is, like, you see this weird red and white symbol over there in the distance? That's the edge of the map. So it's more of the horizontal limit that I'm worried about. When you go a little bit taller, you can go a little bit taller. Yeah, so the reason behind that was we wanted to have some space. I'll show you here. Now that the sun's coming up, we might be able to see what's going on. That's going to be a little bit hard to see, because everything's going to be in shadow. But essentially, this gap here between the roof of this section and the bottom of this section, I felt was too small. So I increased the gap by 5, and then I built this. So I feel like it's not much, but I think that that will give us something about that thick, 5 foundations thick, to put between this bottom block and these things. And so it'll give our tower of... This is going to look like a tree. So it'll give our tree a nice thick trunk to start with. Otherwise, I thought it was going to be a little bit too flimsy looking. How's that for timing? Zoop, zoop. All right. So I believe we had this almost hooked up. I just need to go place a couple things up here. Can't remember which one of these has to get deleted. We'll figure it out. Oh, I see what you're saying, Cosmic. Why go a little bit taller when you can go a lot taller? Yeah. Guilty. Alright, so this is coming in along this wall. So then it's just a matter of doing this. I did that right. Excellent. And then this just has to hook up to this other line here. And we can do that right here. Every time I get used to having like blue and purple pipes, I do something like this and I think like, ooh, white pipes would be cool. I understand why. I think it's Total Eclipse that plays, and everything he builds is like white for default. He changes it later if he feels like it, but I feel like most of what he does by default is like white. White machines, white walls. It looks very clean. You do that with the pipes too, Mesa? Nice. So we can get rid of that. We can put the white there to mark the center. So that removes almost everything from the middle. We just have these power cables to worry about. And I believe that's how we're getting power to the next floor. Let's do something a little bit nicer. So I don't know. Oh, this is the connection from the power grid. That's what that is. Okay. Let's bring you over to here. Can the color be coded? I don't know what you mean. Oh, the power cables are just temporary. We did, in the last stream, we did a proof of concept where I hooked up everything temporarily just to kind of make sure I knew how many pumps I needed. I wanted to make sure that it was like, it was going to function. What we were doing was actually going to work. There, now I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. I don't know why that's being connected there. Do those guys just lose power? Yes. Okay. Think that's still all hooked up. I mean, this is still a mess, but we can worry about that a little bit later. Oh, can the power be color coded? Unfortunately, no. Like the power cables, you can't change the color of those. You can change the color of these, but all it does is change this little white strip at the top. So like if I change the color of this to red, it just changes that. Which, I mean, if you're close up to them, it's fine. But I don't really like these very much at all. I don't like the design. But they do have, don't remember what they're called. They are called power switches. And so these things you can put down, and it has an A and a B, so an in and an out. And then when you're inside of it, you can label it something, right? So you turn it on, you call it Canada Raz toggle, and then so if it had power, you could pull the switch and connect it. And then, unfortunately, the number of characters is limited, but you could label this like refineries or smelters or, you know, main power, whatever you want to do. So I'm planning on doing that at the top. I'm going to have like a power room where I can turn things on and off. Really, I mean, this is a power generator, so it's really the main circuit room that's going to be more important is going to be the one in the main factory where you can turn on and off different floors. That's what we're doing. I think there. That is going to bug me. Okay, so that's all hooked up. So we can close that. And close that. So unfortunately with this particular setup, we end up losing the ability to travel from one wing to the other. Unless we put something across here to walk along. I don't think I want to do that. So I might want to try and think about how to do that back here. Now we've got the outside wall there. Can I get through? So technically we could probably do doors here. That'll work for now. But now Unfortunately, I feel like these blenders are too close to the wall. Unless I want to not have this visible at all. You know, like if I wanted to have this cut off and the only thing you could see is just this part. Like if this all I wanted to see on that floor, we could hide that. I don't know if I necessarily need to be able to see all the way around the machines. It would reduce the width of this a little bit, because then we wouldn't need all of this. I could just have like a little... Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be bad to have like a little walking path should I need to get there. More space for decoration. But I feel like with this angled thing, now that we have these in place, do we feel that these blenders are a little bit too close to the front of the room? Where is that? We got 1, 2, so 1, 2, and then be 3. See, that to me feels a little narrow. I've got room to expand, yeah, absolutely. These just go as far as they go, and that's it. And the only thing that's keeping them as a box right now is just because I haven't decided what I want them to look like. But like the end of this could be any shape we want. It could come down at an angle, like a slope. It could make a couple of round pieces. I don't know. I could do anything, but I can expand as far this way as I want because I'm up above the ceiling here. So there's the ceiling. So there's the ceiling level for that floor. Now I'd like to have some sort of details, you know, like we're going to have some ridges and some details and stuff, but I've got enough room where if I needed to, this can totally get longer if it had to. Just a matter of moving the blenders back. Because I couldn't find a good way to, like, bury the blenders into the walls. They're such a weird shape and such a convoluted shape that I just couldn't really figure it out. The closest thing we've got to this is on the next floor. I've got the blenders. Oh, this needs an entrance. Oh, wow, this is hard to see. Where is... 4 of 4. Let's... that one. Oh, this takes me... yeah, okay. So up here, the blenders actually go through the ceiling, and you can see them outside. So the idea there is that if we fix this... is that you can see them poking through the roof. And when there's 6 of them, it'll look cool. Right? There'll be 6 of them out this way. And it wouldn't be bad to move them out because then you'd be able to see them more, because right now there's going to be like another piece of the building here. Change it now that Future Joel doesn't want to kick in. Yeah, exactly. So what I think I'm going to do, because I've got like different wings that are all supposed to be identical, if I want to do this differently, like if I want to build this area differently, what I'll do is I'll build it differently like over there and see how it feels. Because this I feel like it's going to be symmetrical. So like this stuff here, we're probably going to have these pillars come up. Actually, let's just make this with... We can't paint these yet, but we can paint the concrete pillars in update 6. But eventually it would be nice to have those painted. It might look better. I don't know whether I like the metal better or what. But that's the cool thing, like we can build a couple of different versions. I do this in Minecraft too, and whenever I've got a symmetrical build, you take a couple of cracks at something and then just choose the one that you want and then fix the other ones so that they look the way that you want them to. And I sort of feel like this looks like Megatron, and I sort of feel like it doesn't. So like, there's a few things we need to do to really flesh this out. Yeah, the metal has a nice contrast. We will be able to paint these a different color in the next update, and that's coming out in a week or two. So, like, I've got options. I've got options. I like the pipes in the corner better though, because now when you're down here, like, how cool does this look? And if we have lights behind all of these, you know, like if I come in here, I might have to put a wall in there temporarily. Overlapping others' clearance and valid placement. So you can't put these, you have to put these on a wall, I guess? Yeah. Weird. But imagine a few of these. Since Cosmic is here, now it looks like it's going to be dark, but just bear with me. Is there a way to, like, paste signs? I thought it was Alt. Control V, Alt V, Shift V. I could have sworn there was a way to just look at a sign. Or is it only an update 6? Signs of the lights we wanted, not the actual lights we got. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I do like the lights. Oh, autosave. E, then Control V. So, yeah, but yet, no, I've seen players not go into this menu. I've seen people just look at it and hit Control V or hit paste, and it'll actually function. Right? So like we could have that lit up in a very cool way. No, I was watching Fluxo. And he was definitely far enough away that he wasn't entering in. He wasn't entering in the thing. It could be a mod. You're right. It could be a mod. He was flying around, so that could be it too. But yeah, so like we could light up the whole back of that, which could be very cool. I have to do more with this hover pack. I should really use this a lot more often. The only thing about this is that we'll see the lines between the signs, but that's fine. Oh, that doesn't work because that covers up the hypertube. Sorry about your eyeballs. That is a very bright sign. And what's weird is, like, you saw how dark I made the color, right? These are really expensive. Get ready. Pink. Blam. I mean, Energon in the 80s, I think, was pink. So I'm being accurate, Cosmic. Yeah, I really don't like those hypertubes in there. It's a good temporary solution, but... Oh, you can't see the seam on the bottom sign. Interesting. I'll have to mess around and see how to fix that. But imagine that going all the way up, right? Like, that would look really cool. In all four corners as well. And I think I like this look better. Is that right? No, that's wrong. Yeah, we're probably not going to do lights there, but we might be able to do something like 2-meter foundations or something. Something very Cybertron-y. I'll have to look up some cool shapes. Can I move the tubes a bit? You have to be... The hypertubes? Yeah, I mean, I could move them into the walls so that they don't go through this space at all. I think that was just the easiest space for me to work with right now. Just to kind of get a visual on how I wanted all this to look. But I think it's working. So the other thing I wanted to show folks is, remember how I was talking about how the bledners, they don't really disappear into the wall very well? So I was thinking, right now I've got a couple different ways that I've got this stuff all played out down here. There's like, some of them have glass floors and concrete. Other times I've gone with like walkways, temporary power cables, but like walkways like this to just kind of like open air, like floor holes. Other times I thought maybe I could do like a custom walkway with like either colored beam or an I-beam, maybe one with a railing, that kind of thing. I do like the open air versus the glass. I think I like that better because then you get cool stuff like this to look at, right? But then I was thinking, well, we could have this stay open, that's fine. But what if we wanted to close off the machines? And then I thought this would look cool Because again, like, it's some things I don't really like the look of, like the floor grading and the ladders, but I really like the lights. And I could even manipulate this again so that we can still see the little white light there. So I could try to do something where we could still see that light, but then seal it all off. And then when it actually hits the ceiling, which would be, whoops, about this height. Then we could just take this right up. Oops. And so we don't have to worry about the smokestack at all. And then we could do some sort of like, maybe an angle. Where we could take something like the upside down. These guys. Oh, they don't quite line up? Right, so we'd have to figure out a way to do that. And then we probably would have enough room to do like a, we could maybe do like a light something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I definitely want this kind of a vibe though. I like this look. I mean, it's hard with the sun at this angle, but I like that kind of like, you're still seeing the actual refinery. And I could push this wall back a little bit to reveal more of the smokestack too. And I don't know what we could put on here for decoration, but we could do something. You know, like maybe there's another beam or something. We could run a beam up the front. Right? Like, I don't know. We could come up with something. It would be a lot of work. We'd have to repeat this process. So I don't want it to be too complicated because I have to repeat it on down the line, right? If that was the case. But I do like the idea of seeing at least this little white light here and the big light there. Some cool stuff. And there's no reason why we couldn't recess it either. Like, we could have this go back. So at this point, there's no reason why we couldn't grab this. And I'm not sure what we would use. I guess a ramp. So we could do something like that too. We might want to bring that just a little bit farther down. So maybe we continue this one over. But we've definitely got some wiggle room to design something fun. So that doesn't look all that good, but you know what I mean. Like we got some way to play with it. I'm gonna have to play with this for a while, I think, before I get it the way that I want. But I do like the combination of the metal pillars. And if we put in, I put in a light somewhere. Let's grab this. Do you have power? You don't have power. You do. Then I can turn off my high beams. And so I just feel like that looks really cool. Cast the light onto the most interesting part, you know? Chipping away at the Guardian farm in the background, almost every distinct element of it has to be rebuilt multiple times, but it's such a fun journey. Yeah, that's the thing, and I'm doing that with Satisfactory as well. And I think that's, in order to build these big things, I think that's something that you have to do. You kind of have to go in passes. Like, my big project in Minecraft, I do the same thing. I push for laying out the whole thing in a big sketch. And yes, I have to tear part of it down later, but the whole idea is that at least in my vision I can see what I'm doing. And that to me is worth it, right? So the real question is, do we want anything going up the center of this? I don't think I do. Even if it was cool. So what I was thinking here could be fun. Same idea with the signs, is that we could have like, I guess the biggest square sign is 2 meters. Backgrounds, no. And then it's just the these two colors here. So I was thinking of like a cool, like, energon column down the middle. That might be cool. It might not be cool. I don't know. It's hard to see because it gets so dark. But if it had something like this, you know, like maybe lights going all the way up. But then we could also have some sort of like angled pillar off to the side here. But then I guess that blocks your view. I feel like a cool energy core in the middle. See, that looks really fun, but then I feel like it maybe takes away from all that. I don't know. Because I like the idea of all the power being funneled into the middle and then coming straight down. And then, as much as I like this, this kind of foundation, I would like to have the actual power cable coming down through the middle and use it as a way to go out to the rest of the network. I mean, ultimately, it's gonna connect via the train station, but I want to make it look like it connects with some sort of cable. Jordan 2764, welcome in. You're working on a Guardian farm as well. Nice. I do play a lot of Minecraft. There's a lot of VODs on the Joel Duggan VODs YouTube channel, so if you're a Minecraft player and you're just hanging out today, then if you have the Minecraft interest, there's lots of VODs as well. And I'll be back in Minecraft on Saturday. Tomorrow, Friday, is Lego Friday now, so we're going to be doing live Lego, building Optimus Prime. It's very Transformer-heavy themed stream week, it looks like. But yeah, that's not a bad idea either. Not a bad idea either. But I think I have solved this portion. I think I like that. They may not be all in a row like this. I might try to squeeze these guys into the back so that... But then I guess that would hide all the light. So I don't know. We'll have to toy around with how I want to do it. But I like having... the pipes in the walls. Lego stream tomorrow is at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's usually the time I shoot for. If anything changes, I usually give my Discord a heads up. But generally my Friday, Saturday, Sunday streams are at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC -3. That will change in November with the time change. But right now it's UTC -3. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that progress. Obviously there's still a lot of spaghetti everywhere. And we have to figure out how to do the lighting and the designs in there. So I guess the next phase will be attempting to do a different level 2. So we will try next stream to lay out one of these blender floors differently. So we've got... This feels a little bit tight, and so we might want to push this back by at least a foundation. So when we grab our next blender, rather than 2, we'll go with 3. So they'll come back to... I think I had it set up so that export was on this side, and I was centering them on the different platforms. So that's the first one. So then the other one would be like back here. I don't remember how far back it was. Looks like it's 2 ticks back. 1, 2, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So that would go there. The one on the other side of it would go a little bit farther forward to there. And then those columns, there's like another column in this space. Does that... That's not right at all. Or this one isn't right. No, that's right. Oh, weird. I must have placed that one incorrectly. So then if we had walls in here... Nope, I want it there. And then I think I had a pillar. Yeah. So this is what this one looks like. Quite tight, right? But if this one, there's just a little bit more space. So we could move things back as far as we want. But it means that we can, if we want to, not die by falling. Ooh. We could walk through this way, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I like. I mean, maybe we need to do 3 of these, you know? And then move them back even farther. These just feel really strange out in the open like that. That's the only thing. I do feel like there needs to be some sort of cutoff, or I don't know. I need to do something with these so that they don't look so plunked down. Maybe the solution is something like grabbing some walls and like using like a road barrier to try to get up close to them. You know, like we could do this and like maybe there, and then replace the wall. I mean, we can play around with that, but like it needs to be something. It needs to be like part of the room. So before I start piping everything in and doing all the logistics, I want to make sure I can design this the way that I want. And so I might want to play with walls and beams. Like, I don't particularly like the caution stuff around the bottom. I like seeing the pipes, and I don't want to lower the ceiling artificially. But I feel like we could also maybe hide the ladders. I don't know. Maybe we don't need to do anything. Yeah, they do look better a little bit farther back, I agree. So yeah, we can play with that. I think what I'll do is I'll probably try to design this floor with all the kind of fancy doodads and finish that kind of a idea and see what I can get going. I still have to think about whether I want this giant pipe of fuel going up the middle. I don't know if I want that. We have the room to hide it in a wall somewhere. We don't have to do it, but I feel like it's just going to be this big old empty space without something in there. So that could be something cool. And if that's there, I might want to give this more breathing room, which means I might want to push these back. Like I might want to push these out to the side. I got lots of space, right? So if I do have a centerpiece like this, I may want to give this a broader base and have this like stand out a bit. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos with some people that have some very, very cool builds, some very talented people. So I'm trying to steal as much from them as I can. But so far, I think we've had a pretty good go today. We've managed to do a lot, at least a lot of planning. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you leave a follow. We are going to raid somebody playing Minecraft, not Minecraft, Satisfactory. Wow, autopilot Joel. Yeah, we're going to try to raid somebody playing Satisfactory. Leave a follow here, of course. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at JoelDuggan, very easy to find. And as I mentioned earlier, there is a brand new episode of the Citadel Cafe out right now. Free podcast talking about Rings of Power, very light, no spoilers. Sandman, light spoilers, and then She-Hulk, definitely spoilers for the first 3 episodes. That was myself and my friend Stephen ESC. You can find him there. And of course, you can follow the Spawn Chunks podcast as well if you're a Minecraft player. That is a new episode out every Monday. And we were talking about predictions for a potential mob vote coming up for Minecraft Live, which is coming in October. And thank you so much for the bits, for the subs, for the monthly recurring donations. Y'all are awesome. You are the reason I get to stream almost every day now. We've got a Friday stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock Atlantic, building the Optimus Prime Lego set. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It is really, really cool. Pat on the back. I bought it for myself for my birthday with the funds that I received from support from Twitch, and I'm looking forward to sharing the build with y'all. So we'll see you tomorrow. Good way to unwind on a Friday afternoon. Come and watch me build some Lego. And I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye for now.